Hello YouTube, Hardcore News here, and I have a Fabled deck profile for you guys today. I have a shorter version of the deck that is just the list, in case you guys are interested. However, in this deck, I am going to be explaining all the effects and why I put them in. So, yeah, just pick your personal preference of videos and watch that, I guess. The link to the list will be down in the description. But without further ado, let's start. First of all, got 3 Fabled Grimrow. This is a Fabled deck, by the way. I'm not sure if I said that or not. This is just your main searcher. When you have a Fabled monster, when you control a Fabled monster rather, you can discard it and add 1 Fabled from your deck to your hand. Also, it's a level 4 target for Fabled Cruz. We'll get to that later. So, next, got 3, the Fabled Chawa. This is a level 1 tuner. You can discard 1 Fabled monster to special summon this from your hand. So your main synchro engine, main discard engine, well it's not your main, it's one of them. But yeah, it's a really good discard engine, and it's spec stuff, and it's really fun. So, 3. Next up, you got your 3 Fabled Cruz. When this card is discarded, you can special summon 1 level, actually no, it's not you can. It's mandatory, you have to special summon 1 level 4 or lower Fabled monster from your grave. This, Chawa and Grimrow special summon really well. What you do is you activate Chawa's effect by discarding this. Chawa special summons, and since this is mandatory, if you have a Fabled Grimrow in your graveyard, you can special that, and then synchro the Chawa and the Grimrow for a level 5, which is really nice. Got 2 Fabled Raven. Most of you guys know what this does already. But basically it's your infinite discard engine. Well, not infinite technically, but it's pretty close. Easy level 8s a lot of the time with Cruz. Like if you use this guy's effect, discard Cruz and 1 other monster, you have an instant level 8. So, while you have a Grimrow on the grave, but yeah. Very, very nice card to use. 2 Fabled Kushano. When it's in the graveyard, you can discard 1 Fabled to not special summon it. You can discard 1 Fabled to add it from the graveyard to your hand. So, excuse me. Very, very, very good card. A lot of people run Tour Guide with this card because it is a level 3 Fiend. I don't, because I don't find it necessary, and I don't really have the room for it. So, yeah, really great card. I run 2, the Fabled Ganashia. It's a level 3 non-tuner. When it's discarded to the graveyard, special summon it. If it's special summoned in this way, it gains 200 attack, and it is banished when it's removed from the field. So it's just a level 3 non-tuner that specs, basically. Next up, you got 2, the Fabled Cerberus. It's just your level 2 tuner that specs when it's discarded. That's all it does. However, that's extremely useful. So, very nice, easy tuner to get out. Got 2, the Fabled Catsith. It's a level 1 tuner, but you usually don't use that. When it's discarded to the graveyard, select 1 face-up card on the field and destroy it. Saves your ass so much. Like it's just a phenomenal card to use. I used to always run 1, however, 2 definitely works better. So I would run 2. Yeah, 1 Fabled Lurry. A lot of people like to run 3 of this. I think that's mainly because it's an easy formula. But I prefer 1 just because it's not that useful. Like that's its only use pretty much. Get 1 Level Eater because it's phenomenal in every way, shape, and form. I'm addicted to this card, by the way. 2 Stygian Street Patrol. When it's in your graveyard, you can banish it and special summon 1 Fiend with 2,000 or less attack from your hand. That's great. It's really easy to get Raven out while this is in your grave. Kushano, easy to get out. This can be targeted with Valkyris. I'll get to that later though. Yeah, really nice card. Makes the deck significantly more consistent. You have 3 Fabled, or not Fabled, wow, Quillbolt Hedgehogs. While it's in your grave and you control a tuner, you can special summon it. If you do, it is banished when it is removed from the field. Basically ensures that you have a synchro material. So, very nice. It can save you, again, pretty much always. Have one Doppel Warrior. This is for the Shooting Star and Quasar plays, mainly because of the tokens that it gives you. Basically just an endless stream of materials until it ends. But yeah, really nice card. It's an easy special summon. List just goes on and on. It's a Doppel Warrior, by the way. I'm not sure if I said that. Next up, you got your one TG Werewolf. It's really just a level 3 spec. So, kind of like Ganesha, it's good. You got one Morphing Jar, because everything you do runs on discarding, and you run through resources relatively quickly, so being able to just set this and get them all back is really nice. Also, for those of you who don't like flip effects, you usually have something out when you can play this, or when you do play it, really. So it is protected. It's a lot more consistent than you may think. Next up, you got one more Honest, yeah. Yeah, you got an Honest. The entire deck is light, so this can really help. Yeah. Next up, you got a Foolish Burial for your Stygian Street Patrol, your Level Leader, Quillbolt, and Kushano. So, makes the deck more consistent. Got one Monster Reborn, just a staple. One Pot of Avarice, just a staple. And also you run through the deck really quick. And it's really nice to have some draw power. Heavy Storm, you don't want to run into back row. Dark Hole, just a staple. 2 Divine Wrath. Now, a lot of you may be wondering, why would you ever play this card? It's so bad. But wait, the discard is not a minus in this deck. Its spell speed is higher than Effect Veilers. However, it's more difficult to chain to Effect Veiler. I prefer this. A lot of people prefer Effect Veiler, obviously. Or you could run both, I guess, if you can find the room for it. It's a really nice card, though. Combos really well with Catsit. Just discard a card, negate an effect, destroy the monster, then Catsit goes off to destroy the other monster. And Catsit is mandatory, so that does not miss timing. Really, really awesome card. Got one Beckoning Light because discards plus, and the deck is light. So, you get resources, and then you get specs. Got one Solemn Judgment, just a staple. Got one Mirror Force, which you could easily replace with a Starlight Road because you don't like seeing Mirror Force, Dark Hole, that kind of thing. Or any other staple of your choice. The reason I say that, though, is because most of the monsters in this deck are like 2700 and above, synchro-wise. So, yeah, this isn't necessary, technically. I like having it here, just in case I'm falling behind or something. It can easily turn the game around. But if your opponent activates their own Mirror Force and you don't have Starlight Road or Huge Revolution's Over, that could pretty much mean the game for you. So it's really iffy on which one to run. I'm honestly debating making it 41 cards and then just adding that card in. So both are very viable options. So that's it for the main deck. Now on the extra decks, you got one Fabled Unicorn. It's a level 4 synchro, requires a Fabled tuner. While your opponent and you have the same amount of cards in your hand, spell, trap, and effect monster effects are negated and destroyed. Yeah. Well, you can negate them, I guess, but yeah. Makes your opponent have to think before they play. Could easily psych them out. But yeah, very nice card. If for nothing else than just a synchro material. I mean, it's level 4, it's a synchro, it's a good card. Got 2 Fabled Ragin. I still need another one. When it's synchro summoned, if you have less than 2 cards in your hand, you can draw it until you have 2. So if you play this right, it's a Pot of Greed that you can get twice a turn. So lots and lots and lots of pluses, obviously leading into Quasar. So yeah. Have one Fabled Valkyris. Once per turn, you can discard one Fiend-type monster to draw 1 card. Combo's awesome with Fabled Kushano and Stygian Street Patrol, and Fabled Kruz are the big 3 that this combos with. It's a level 8, requires a Fabled, and it's a 2900 beater. So, it's pretty huge. Got one Fabled Leviathan. When it's destroyed, it's level 10 by the way. One Fabled Tuner, one or more non-tuner monsters. When this card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can select up to 3 Fabled monsters in your grave and add them to your hand. So basically, Scrap Dragon, first of all, and also, if your opponent mirror forces or something, you can get this back in 2 more, or just 3 and then combo out like a mofo the next turn. So, and it's 3,000 meter, so always nice. You got one Formula Synchron for the draw power and makes Shooting Star and Quasar possible. It's got Stardust to make Shooting Star possible, and it's a Stardust. Shooting Star, it's a Shooting Star that you can get out, and Shooting Quasar, it's a Shooting Quasar that you can get out. Now these are more generic synchros. Just got a 1 Allied Justice Cataster, 1 TJ Hyper Librarian. This one's kind of a must-have in this deck because you synchro all the time, and having pluses is always pretty great. So, awesome card. 1 Gaia Knight, the Force of Earth. I was actually debating on putting an Iron Chain Dragon in here, but then I decided that the 26 beater was really helpful, especially in this meta. Got 1 Black Rose Dragon, easily replaceable with Ancient Sacred Wyvern. I prefer the more defensive card just in case, especially because you usually just use it as synchro material anyway. 1 Scrap Dragon because it's a Scrap Dragon, and 1 Mistworm because it's a Mistworm and it's fairly easy to get out in this deck. So yeah, the deck is really just a massive synchro spam deck. Kind of like Lavels, I guess. Gustos are underrated, they'd also do this, but this has been my favorite for a long time. It has a lot more support than those other 2. So yeah, very, very nice deck. People say it's inconsistent. I disagree, because if you build it right, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So try it out at your locals. Tell me what you think. If you check out the list, I guess, if you want to. Then again, if you've sat through this whole thing, I assume you wouldn't want to just see the list. But yeah, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Comment what you think, what you would do, what you would take out, put in. Check out my other videos, see what you think. If you like them too, subscribe. So, until next time, Hardcore Nerdiness signing out.